there something that you'd like additional support with, or
No, not really. I'm all right. It'll be fine. I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something tells me that may be not the case, Nicola. Is something happening for you, or?
Well, I haven't spoken to anybody about this. I don't really.
Okay, so this is a safe space. It's a confidential. So I would only share with professionals should the need arise to do that. If there was like a risk that you disclosed, but otherwise,
There's no risks, but I just found out that I'm pregnant, and I think I'm probably about 12 weeks, but my partner and I are going to be separating, so everything's just a little bit stressful at the moment, and it's just hard to see where things are going to be 6 months from now, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that you and your partner are separating, but how are you feeling?
Wow. I guess it wasn't unexpected, but now that I'm pregnant, it makes things a bit different. I don't think it's anything we can resolve. The best thing is that we go our separate ways. But obviously with Eva, I just want that done as amicably as possible.
Yeah. And are you able to talk to your partner and kind of have these discussions?
We try, but it's just, it's only happened quite recently, so we're still working through what needs to happen, because Eva's only a year old, and obviously I want the best for her.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts with the new baby? You said you're about 12 weeks.
I don't know. I don't know how I can cope with another one, especially if I'm going to be a single mum.
Yeah.
But that was a shock. I didn't know. I wasn't expecting to get pregnant again.
No. And how do you feel? Because I mean, when you were describing that, you look really sad, Nicola. Is that how you're feeling at the moment? Yeah. Do you feel that kind of the separation has affected your mood, or do you think it's the pregnancy, or a combination of all those things?
I think it's just everything. Everything just feels too much, doesn't it?
You tell me how it feels, Nicola, because it's different for everyone. How is it feeling for you?
I'm a little bit worried about talking about it.
Okay. So what's making you worried? What's making you, kind of when you're thinking about telling somebody what's happening, kind of going on for you at the moment? What makes you worried about? Is it how you feel other people are going to react, or?
Yeah, and I would never hurt Eva. I can look after her and do what I need to for her. You can see today, but.
Yeah, so I mean, Eva's developing beautifully. The review shows that. You've said to me, kind of earlier in this conversation, that that there's no risk, there's no reason why what you tell me would need to be shared to others. But it is important that we explore how you're feeling, for you, for Eva, and for the new baby. I mean, how about if I kind of ask you just a couple of questions, just to kind of get the ball rolling a little bit?
As long as you're not going to refer me to social services or anything like that, I don't want anybody like that involved with me and my family.
No, so like when I said earlier, the only time that I would be thinking about discussing what you tell me with another agency like social services would be if there was a risk identified, but we would have that discussion.
Right.
I wouldn't be doing anything without you being aware of that. Yeah. Okay. So if we start by thinking about 2 questions that the Health Visiting Service will use. So they're called the Hooley questions, but they're really easy, but it just helps you think about how you're feeling. So if you think about the last month, do you think that you felt down or depressed or feeling hopeless at all?
Definitely.
Yeah, okay. And again, during that 1 month, have you lost interest or noticed a lack of pleasure in things that you used to enjoy?
I guess so, but I just put that down to looking after Eva all the time. I don't get much time, but you know, by the time I've done everything for Eva, then I don't want to do anything else.
No. Okay, so how are you spending your day, Nicola? Who do you see?
I don't really see anybody. I try and keep Eva in her routine, so we go to the park and she has her naps, and then when she goes to bed in the evening, I pretty much just go to bed.
Okay. And thinking about kind of your energy and your motivation to get up and keep to that routine, have you noticed that that's changed?
It's such hard work.
Yeah. Are there days where you would rather not do that?
But I don't have a choice. Eva, you know, needs me to be there. She's only one. But if it wasn't for her, it would be even more difficult, I think.
Yeah. And what about thinking about looking after yourself? I know you've said that, you know, your day's taken up with making sure that Eva's well looked after, but what about looking after you? So thinking about eating and making sure that you're drinking okay.
I drink quite a lot of coffee to try and keep awake, but eating, I don't know, you can probably see from the last time you saw me, I've lost a bit of weight. But
was that unintentional weight loss? Or had you been trying on a diet? Or
a little bit, but then just over the last few weeks I haven't been eating. I just don't feel hungry though, so I just have enough to keep me going, and that's it.
And you mentioned the coffee is because you're tired. Is that because sleep is difficult at the moment?
Yeah, I struggle to fall asleep, and then I wake up and I literally feel like I've been out all night.
Yeah. And with the struggling to get to sleep, because you've said that by the time you get to the evening and Eva goes to bed that you feel tired and you want to go to bed, what do you think it might be stopping you from falling asleep?
You know, when your body is so tired, but your mind, you go to bed and as soon as you lie down, your mind just goes like that and everything just races round, and I just takes a long time to switch off, so I just have the TV on.
Okay. So when you say everything's going round in your mind, are there any themes to your thoughts, any particular things that are worrying you more than most?
More housing, you know, being pregnant, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I haven't even seen my GP or anyone about it.
Okay.
And I don't know what to do.
So,
and I haven't told anybody.
So not even kind of friends? No. Okay. With talking to your GP, do you feel that would be something that you would be able to do, to talk about the pregnancy, but also to explore your options regarding the pregnancy and also how you're feeling at the moment?
I just haven't had time to book an appointment. I know that I need to, and I keep thinking, oh, I'll do it, but yeah, it's probably a good option to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, thinking about how tired and, you know, how that's impacting on your motivation.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that can offer some additional support?
Not really. All my family live about an hour away, so can't just pop round for tea, but I used to go to groups and stuff and, you know, speak to all the other mums, but
What's kind of putting you off doing that again this time?
because I haven't been there for so long, so now it's quite, you know, they probably all have their own little people they keep in contact with, and because I haven't been part of it, it's quite difficult to go back.
Yeah.
So
do you think you would explore maybe some different groups now that Eva is one, and, you know, she may want a different level of group, but that would give you those other mums, you know, who maybe are having similar experiences to you, to think about that level of support?
yeah, but I want to do it consistently, so I think I kind of need to get myself in a bit better place
Yeah, no, I
to be
agree.
able to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's really important that you think about how you're feeling,
Yeah.
and that we think about the options. When you are feeling exhausted, which is what you've described, and these thoughts and the worries about the future, do you ever have any thoughts of maybe it's all too much, or you want to walk away from the situation?
I just wish I could wake up in 6 months and it was all done, you know.
Yeah. And when you're having those thoughts, do you ever have thoughts of harming yourself in any way, or thinking that life's too hard, it's not worth living at the moment?
I've had thoughts like that, but I'd never hurt myself. I've got Eva. Eva needs me to be here to look after her.
Yeah.
I've never hurt myself or, got to that point where I've acted on it.
So just to think about those thoughts, Nicola, when you have them, are they moving more into thinking about how you would harm yourself, or are
Oh, no. I
Okay.
just, when it's just too much, isn't it? I just feel
Yeah.
like I'm not coping as well as I could or should be.
Okay. So thinking about that, and thinking about kind of how you're feeling, how difficult it's been for you to talk to people about that, do you think that's something you'd be able to share with your GP?
Oh, I probably don't have much choice really, but I don't know how the GP will help or.
Yeah, so there's lots of different options. They can explore different medication options with you. Medications that would have a good safety profile in the pregnancy. But there's also talking therapy. So there's each area has various different IAPT providers, so they can do face-to-face, they can do telephone, they can even do online therapy now to help you think about how you're feeling, how you want to be feeling, and breaking down to little goals to help you achieve that.
I kind of like the idea of looking at talking therapy, but I'm not sure about medication.
Yeah. So obviously that's totally up to you, and that is something that if you had a conversation with your GP, they would be able to think with you so that you can make an informed decision about medication, but also they can give you the various options for the talking therapy.
But they won't force me to take medication, will they?
No one's going to force you. This is about you identifying that you don't like how you feel at the moment. This isn't how you want to be feeling, and looking at the support options that are available with your GP, with talking therapy providers, but within some of the groups. The children's centres run various groups, but there's also kind of peer support groups where other mums who've got issues with either mood or anxiety would meet and support each other. So there's lots available now in the community.
That sounds good, because I think sometimes you just feel like you're on your own and nobody talks about it, do they?
So how about if you make an appointment with your GP?
Yeah.
And then I'll organise another appointment to come back and see you. And I can bring the information on the different groups that are available, and you can think about which ones feel okay for you and which ones you think Eva might like as well.
That would be really helpful.
Yeah?
I think it's a good first step, isn't it?
So shall we get that booked in?
Yeah.